didn't scream. He didn't fight. He just stopped breathing. One moment, he was asleep. The next, his eyes were wide open, frozen, staring into the dark. His name was Jayden. And this is the story of how pride destroyed him. He was young, rich, powerful. His father owned buildings, cars, people. Jayden thought he was untouchable. But there are things money can't protect you from. 3 days before he died, he laughed in the face of a spirit. He walked into a forest. He urinated on a sacred grave. He disrespected the dead and joked about it. People warned him. He didn't care. That night he started seeing things. Strange dreams. Shadows. And then he began to wet himself while sleeping. Everyone laughed. He thought it was just stress, but it was just the beginning. Let's go back. Let me show you how Jayden cursed himself, because you don't need a gun to destroy your life. Sometimes, all it takes is pride. That same night, Jayden had the dream again. He was in that forest, alone, cold, surrounded by trees that didn't move. A thick fog covered the ground. The moon was watching him. Suddenly, he felt it, that urge, like his body was forcing him to urinate just like before. But this time, children appeared, dozens of them. They stood there, laughing, pointing, whispering, and he couldn't stop it. Even in the dream, he was wetting himself. He woke up, heart pounding, shirt soaked in sweat. But the worst part, he had wet the hotel bed, again. His best friend Malik was standing right there, shocked. "Bro, again?" Jayden looked away. "It's just stress," he said, but his voice was shaking. That was the second time in 2 nights. Malik tried to help. He changed the sheets, told no one. But Jayden was scared. Deep down, he knew this wasn't normal. When they arrived at the village the next day, Jayden skipped the tour. He stayed in the bus, trembling. When the class returned, he was sitting there, with wet pants again. This wasn't stress. This wasn't a coincidence. Something had followed him from that forest. Something was inside him now. 2 days before he died, they were just kids on a school trip, laughing, talking, thinking nothing bad could ever happen to them. The university had planned an educational visit to a traditional village called Akambe. The professor told them, "What you experience here will appear in your exam. Pay attention." Jayden and his friend Malik sat in the back of the bus, joking the whole ride. They weren't paying attention, Jayden especially. He called the trip a waste of time. These villages still believe in ghosts and spirits. It's 2025, not 1825, he laughed. After nearly 2 days on the road, the bus stopped near a thick forest just outside the village. Students stepped out to stretch and use the bathrooms. Jayden looked at the public toilets and laughed. "Do you expect me to pee in there? I'm not an animal." So he walked into the nearby forest. Malik followed him. A few boys did too. Then, an old man appeared. Nobody saw where he came from. It was like he came out of the trees themselves. His voice was deep. His words were cold. "This land is sacred," he warned. "Buried here is a man who cursed a king and burned a village. This is his final resting place. If you urinate here, your spirit will pay." The boys froze. They ran back to the bus. Malik begged Jayden to do the same, but Jayden laughed. "You're all scared of an old man's story?" He picked up a rock and threw it. "There's no God, no devil, no spirits, only weak people who believe in fairy tales." One of the boys said, "If you're so confident, pee on that grave over there, the one with the strange writing." Another boy added, "And if you survive for 3 months, you can keep this money." They pulled out cash and handed it to Jayden. He smiled. "Watch me." Jayden walked into the woods, alone. He found the stone. It wasn't like other stones. It had symbols carved deep into it, symbols that didn't look human. He didn't care. Jayden unzipped, laughed, and urinated on the grave. Then he walked back to the bus, proud. "You see? Nothing happened. Don't let these villagers brainwash you." But something had happened. He just didn't feel it yet. But the spirits, they were watching. That same night, Jayden couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the grave, the symbols, the warning. He heard things, whispers, footsteps that stopped when he turned his head. At 2:14 a.m., he woke up soaking wet. Not from sweat, from urine. His whole bed, soaked. His clothes stuck to his skin. The smell was everywhere. He was humiliated. Malik tried to help. He said nothing, cleaned up, told no one. But Jayden was shaken. It's just a dream, he told himself. But the next night, it happened again. Another dream, another forest full of children, laughing, another accident. Jayden stopped sleeping. He became quiet, nervous. He stopped eating. Even in the middle of the day, he would suddenly feel the urge and couldn't stop it. One morning, he tried to pray. A boy who never believed in God was now on his knees whispering, "Please, please make it stop." But it didn't stop. On the day they visited the village of Akambi, Jayden passed out in the bus. When he woke up, the seat was wet again. His classmates stared, they whispered. Some laughed. One girl looked at him and said, "What's wrong with you?" But Jayden said nothing. He just looked out the window, his hands shaking. That night he cried for the first time. Then Malik remembered something. One of the boys who gave Jayden money, David, was from this village. A quiet boy, smart, but spiritual. Malik begged him to help. Jayden dropped his pride, got on his knees and said, "Please, I'll do anything. Just take me to someone who can help me." David looked at him for a long time, then he nodded. "Midnight. Meet me at the forest's edge." At midnight, Jayden and Malik followed David into the forest. The night was silent, too silent. No wind, no insects, just darkness. They walked for nearly an hour. No one spoke. At the center of the forest stood a tiny hut, lit by a single oil lamp. Jayden felt his knees go weak. "Who lives here?" he whispered. David didn't answer. When they reached the door, a voice came from inside. "Enter, but remove your shoes or be struck down." Jayden and Malik quickly obeyed. Inside was a blind old man with red cloth wrapped over his eyes. He sat cross-legged on the floor, hands folded. He pointed, "Sit." They obeyed. The man didn't ask for names. He said, "You are cursed. You spat on the grave of the most feared healer this village has ever known. His spirit has entered you. His anger burns through your body. You are lucky to be alive." Jayden began to cry. "Please. I didn't know. I was stupid. I was proud. Help me, please." The old man paused, then said, "There is one way to save your life, but it comes with a heavy price." Jayden looked up. "Anything. I'll do anything." The man said, "The spirit entered you through your pride, but your body responded with shame. The organ you used to curse the grave now carries the curse." Jayden swallowed hard. "You must give up the ability to urinate or the ability to reproduce." Malik gasped. Jayden's heart dropped. "What? I'm the only son of my family. I can't." The old man nodded. "Then you will die within 3 days." Jayden begged for another way. The old man said, "There is one more option, but it is not easy. You may bring the organ from someone else." Jayden froze. "What do you mean? A sacrifice? A living sacrifice? Someone must give their organ for you to live?" Then the old man leaned closer. "But know this, if the person gives it unwillingly, your curse will return stronger." Jayden nodded slowly. He stood up. He had someone in mind. Jayden left that forest hut, broken, but his pride wasn't fully gone. He still wanted to live, without paying the price himself. So he turned to the only person he thought he could convince, Armel, a quiet student, poor, humble. He once helped Jayden with assignments. They barely spoke anymore. Jayden offered him money, a lot of it. "Take the deal," he said. "Give me your reproductive organ. You're not using it now anyway. I'll pay your family. Armel looked him in the eye, calm, strong. Then he stood up. There are things I can give for free. My time, my help, but not my future, not my bloodline. And he walked away. Jayden stood there, alone. He tried 2 more boys. Both said no. The curse had become public now. Everyone knew, everyone watched. On the second night, Jayden stopped speaking. He stayed in his room, curtains drawn. He didn't eat, he didn't cry, he just waited. Then on the third night, at 3:26 a.m., he was found, eyes open, breath gone. He had passed silently in his sleep. The final gift of the curse, no screaming, no blood, just death. His father came to collect the body. He offered to pay for the truth to be hidden, but truth has a way of leaking. The students knew, Malik knew, Armel never told anyone what Jayden asked of him. He finished school, got a good job, took care of his family, and every time someone asked him about Jayden, he simply said, "Sometimes your name protects you, but your pride destroys you." Don't laugh at what you don't understand. Don't mock what others respect. Some spirits forgive, some don't. Jayden learned that too late. Don't be like Jayden. Some people leave this world without ever learning the truth. That respect isn't weakness. That money can't buy safety from the spirit world. And that pride is often louder than wisdom. If this story moved you, taught you something, or reminded you to stay humble, then do one thing. Like this video so more people can see it. Subscribe if you believe in stories with power, pain, and truth. And remember, every crown you see has a secret behind it. This is Behind the Crown.